Welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this very simple dress. Guys, this dress is so easy to make. Like, I've made about 4 of them in, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or so. It's very easy to make. So basically what you're going to do is just, you have your 2 yards of fabric, right? So 2 yards folded into 2. The next thing I'm going to do is just turn it around this way, fold it this way. And then the next thing you're going to do, now it's folded into 4, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is just get the length you want. Guys, it depends on your height, or like the length you want to use. You can make it as short as you want. So for this one, I'm making it for someone. So the person wants it to be like 36 inches of length. So let me turn it around this way, just so that I can use this part here. So the person wants it to be 34, sorry. So I'm going to add like 2 inches of sewing allowance. So that's going to be 36 that I'm going to cut as the length of the dress. Because like, I feel like the shorter it is, the better it looks. So I'm going to cut it here. So I've cut the length I'm working with now. So this is going to be the body of the dress. The next thing you're going to do is just to measure your shoulder divided by 2. So the shoulder I'm working with is 16, divided by 2 is going to be 8. Mark that. Then go ahead and add the sleeve length you want, plus 1 inch of sewing allowance. So let's say the sleeve I'm working with is basically about 7.5. That's the length I want the sleeve to be. And then I'm going to use plus 1 inch of folding the edge. So guys, so basically everything I have here is just about 16.5. It depends on you. So I'm just using the whole width of the fabric for the sleeve length, you understand? So now the next thing I have to do is just to come down here at the opening here. I'm going to mark 10 inches. This is just going to be my the opening of the sleeve, right? So the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to come in here by like 2 inches, because I want it to be a little bit fitted by the bust. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to come down here, not like fitted, loose, but at least have some shape at the top part. And then I want to use 1 inch of it to fold the opening of this sleeve. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is just to come down from the shoulder, mark shoulder to hip. For her shoulder to hip is at 24. So at this 24 inches, I'm going to mark the hip measurement divided by 4. Her hip is 46, divided by 4 is 11.5. I'm going to add extra 3 inches to it for ease, right? Because it's like a Bubu dress that is supposed to be free. So extra 3 inches. After that, I'm going to also add extra 1 inch of sewing allowance. And that's basically all I need here. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to come down here, bring down this same measurement I took from this top part here, which is about, let's say, almost 16. So I'm going to just bring down that same measurement at the end here, and then connect it with a straight line this way down. And then guys, if you're confused as to what to use by the bust, you can also do the same thing you did by the hip. Use your bust measurement divided by 4. You mark that, and then you can go ahead and add the same extra like 3 inches of ease and 1 inch of seam allowance. You can just do the same thing there and then connect it this way. Just try to give it like a shape going in like this, so that at least it's a little fitted. Or you can even just connect it straight, just like this, right? You see what I'm doing here? Forget this particular line. So guys, this dress is basically done. All I have to do now is just to go up here and start to cut. So I'm going to cut from here now. cut up all the way to the top, go in, go out this way. You know you can't cut it like a square here, you have to give it a little curve going out. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut open the sleeve. And then the next thing we have to do now is to come up here, mark your 3.5 inches for the neckline, which is what I'm doing now. I'm going to mark it, and then come down by 1.5 or so, like this. This is the back neckline. And then once you've done that, I'm going to just make sure that so guys, you see now I have the neckline, I have everything ready. So what I'll do now is just to remove it. So remove one piece. I'm going to remove this one to be the back, and then use this one to be the front. So the one I'm using for the front, what I'm going to do now is just to go up here, come here and mark like 1 inch all the way down. So I'm going to just go ahead and mark 1 inch from the edge all the way to the end here. Just connect the line this way, 1 inch all the way, right? And then from the neckline here, I'm going to connect it in form of a V, right? Just blend it into this same 1 inch that you marked here. Blend it into this point here, just like that. Try to make it straight so it blends in nicely and not have like any curve to it. So you see, I've blended this in. So this 1 inch that I marked now, I'm also going to cut that part off, because that's the style. Guys, if you want, you don't have to do this particular thing here. If you don't want it to be the type that has this V-neck here, you can just go ahead and open up the neckline and just make it like a bubu, a straight one without this. That's like also another style. But if you want, you can also do this particular style I'm doing here. You understand? Like if you want, once you finish cutting and separating the two of them together, just open up the neckline in front a little bit more, join the shoulder, finish up your dress, and it's done. But if you want, you can go further and give it this particular design that we're doing in this video. So I'm going to cut this part down, and it's done. So next thing is just to join. So guys, you see my dress is done. I just have to join the shoulder to the shoulder. So take this one, join one shoulder on this side, and then this shoulder on this side. That's basically all I have to do. Join this to this side on the shoulder, join this one to this one on the shoulder. But before that, another thing that we are going to do now is to take our tape and measure from this top here to where you want your pocket to be. Like I said, there's going to be a pocket, and the fabric I'm mixing is going to be these two, right? I'm mixing this and this together. So this is going to be my pocket, and some of it is going to enter into the collar and come down. So this is what I'm going to be using. So guys, what I'm going to do is to measure from my shoulder to waist. So her shoulder to waist is 17. So my pocket is going to start about 1.5 below my weight, below her waist. So her shoulder to waist is at 17. So I'm going to start it at, let's say 18.5 or even 19 if I want. So I'm going to just do 19 somewhere here. That's where her pocket is going to start, right? Because remember, I'll still take away half an inch here when I join the shoulder, so it's going to drag it up a little bit more. So after that, I'm going to come in from the center by, like, let's say 3 inches or so from the center line. That's from the center of this here. This is just for me to mark where my pocket will be before I start to join, right? So I can keep my hand straight. So now I've marked that 3 inches or so. So now I know that my pocket is going to be here. So this square here is going to be where my pocket is. So I'm going to draw this same line on the other side, and then I'll cut out my pocket and show you guys. Guys, this is what I'm using for the pocket. I cut 10 inches by 10 inches, 10 inches length, 10 inches width. But if you want, you can do 9 by 10, anyone you want. So all I have to do now is I want to attach this to the pocket to give it more design. But if you want, you can just fold it and that's it. So I'm going to take this now and sew it because I want to add 3 colors to it. So I'm going to take one of these. There are 2 of them for each side of the pocket. And then I'm going to take this, attach it to the top part of this side like this, right? To get this one. And then I'm also going to take the other one and then I'm going to join it this way on top of this one too, right? So I'm going to join it this way to the top of this one. So I'm basically going to sew it from inside out like this. So you take it this way and then you sew it down like this, sew it this way, and then you flip it out on top like this and then sew it down, if that makes sense. So I'm going to join it to the two pockets and then I'm going to bring it back, and the width I'm working with here is about 4.5 inches. That's what I'm working with, 4.5 inches. So I also cut out the one I'm going to use to run through the neckline. The same 4.5 is what I'm using here. So I'm going to use this, and then I'm also going to cut some piece of this particular color to use to run through the neckline. But you see what I was saying, once you put in your pockets, you're going to join the shoulder, and once you come here, you just fold this part like you're folding the edge of your clothes. If you want, you can even use the same color again to line the inside of the sleeve. It depends on you what you want to do, but I just wanted to just do it this way. So now what I'm going to do, you see, this is the collar. Like I said, I just you just have to fold it into two like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of this back here. I'm going to take this way and sew it this way. So you're going to place it like this and just sew it all down, all the way down, using 1/2 inch like this. You're going to just sew it like this all the way to the end, and once you're done, it's going to flip over this way. So I'm going to take it now and just sew it all the way to the end, and then I'm going to bring it back and show you guys what it looks like. This is it here. So you see, I've joined this here. You see what I was saying? Once you sew it down this way like this all over, and then when you flip it back in, it will look like this. So now all we have to do is to join these two placket things together. So you're going to turn it around like this, and then you're going to hold them together and then sew it up to the neckline where you want to stop. It depends on you where you want to stop. You're going to use like 1/2 inch here and sew the edge, like joining it together this way. It depends on you where you want to stop. Maybe 13 inches from the tip of the back here, and then, or 14, just sew it down all the way to the end. And then once you get to the end, you just fold the edge of your clothes, and that's basically it. So I'm going to finish my iron it and bring it back so you guys would see what everything looks like. This is it here. You see, I've finished this one. So just join it and try to double stitch it at the top. So that's basically what it looks like. So this is the back. Like I said, you can use just 2 colors if you want. You don't have to do 3. This is just me, because this is just a simple dress. This is just me trying to add more fun to it. So this is what this one looks like. I also made another one in this one. So like I said, this is a very easy style to make. You see this one I made here, and then I also made another one that looks like this here. So that's basically it here. So I made this one too. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Bye.